Hello, my friends. Dr. Daniel Daves here with you, and I wanted to give you lesson number 6 of what I consider to be a 101 free lesson for those of you who are interested in trading or investing in any type of market. Right now, we're looking at Bitcoin, but my education here is going to be for any type of market that you may want to trade during your lifetime. Markets carry great risk. And by the way, everything I give you today is educational and informational in knowledge only. I'm not making a recommendation to buy or sell. I'm not a licensed investment advisor, so I don't have the authority to do that. But I do want to let you know that there's great risk involved in markets. As a matter of fact, if you are ever watching any of my videos or Instagram or anything that I've done regarding instructing people, I'm always talking about predators, sharks, and seals. And you are either one or the other. When you come into any type of market environment, you are either a well-informed, educated market professional in that field or industry, or you are a SEAL. And the informed one is the predator, and the SEAL is the one who just moseys right on in to a market, and he is told that the water's good, the water's warm, come on in, and he goes on into his slaughter. That could work in anything from buying a house, buying rentals, buying a business, starting a business at the wrong time. Seasons are important. And as we look at Bitcoin, we see here that, Bitcoin could be a great deal for someone or a bad deal for someone. Woe to that poor guy last year that bought at $20,000 thinking it was a great deal, and he's seen it as low as $6,000. So he's seen his investment melt down by what? Two-thirds, almost three-fourths. How about that guy that bought it at $18,000, the guy at $15,000, or the guy down here that said, "Man, I'm telling you, $11,000, it's a super deal," and he's down, seen it down at $6,000, almost in half. This is real world living, and most people do not have the stomach or the capacity to trade and lose their money. So let me back up just for a moment. Your money is your life. You got your money by trading a part of your life for that money, probably through a job or through an investment, maybe even, whether you had passive or active income. There is life blood in your money. And so when you put that lifeblood on the line for whether it's Bitcoin or whether it's a stock, whether it's Amazon or IBM, Microsoft, or Tesla, you're putting your lifeblood on the line. If it starts going down and you start losing it, you're going to feel it just like you're losing blood out of your body. Why? Because you purchased and you bought that cash. You bought that with a portion of your life, so it really means something important to you. And until a person is adequately trained in market trading and in risk, then most people just cannot handle the emotional stress behind watching, watch $1,000 evaporate to $500 before it turns around and goes to 10,000. Or maybe it doesn't go back to 10,000. Maybe it goes to 400 and it never comes back, and you have to suffer a $600 loss. You've heard the statement, no pain, no gain. And that statement is very, very true. In market trading, I have had a few instances. I had one back here in earlier 2018 where I caught the very bottom. I was the first buyer of that move. I can go back literally to Coinbase, and I can show you on the day and the moment I was the first buyer of this thing. It was marching down, 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 down. Bam! It took my purchase and turned around and rocketed back up again. That doesn't happen very often. I mean, I can count on 2 fingers the times that that's happened in my 17 years of trading. Okay, so what does that mean for Daniel? What that means for Daniel is most of the time Daniel picks something up. I might pick it up here. Maybe I pick it up at 6,900. It drops all the way to 6,000. I'm 900 in the hole before it turns around. Or on a bad trade, maybe I pick it up right here at 8,000 and it goes on down under 6, and I lose 25% of my value before it starts coming back up again. But I had to be trained emotionally and mentally, and also strategically. I am a technical trader, and so every trade that I take, I am willing to lose a certain amount of money before it turns around and goes in my favor. It is not a good day, week, or month when I'm losing. No one likes to lose, but that is the cost to play in any market. So listen carefully. Your instruction today is do not venture out into any market, whether it's cryptos or whether it's the S&P 500 or futures or Forex or any kind of market, whether you're going to go buy a house and rent it out. Do not venture into any market until you are educated and well informed by professionals, someone who has mentored you and who can show you where to get in and where to get out and what amount of risk to take and how to be profitable in the long run. Don't even go there. If you do, you enter into the shark-infested waters at your own risk. Now, I know, you probably are different than everyone else, and God likes you, and He's going to show you how to make money without proper training. Okay, I understand that, and that's exactly what I said before I got my training as well. So I think every professional will tell you the exact same thing, that they thought, okay, well, I'm special, and I'm going to beat this system, and then we come back and we go get our training. I remember skiing. The first time I skied, I looked up at that mountain as we were driving towards it, and I said, this is going to be awesome. I don't know how to ski, but I'll figure it out. I figure everything out. I got my skis on. I went to the bunny hill, and I fell over and fell over. I didn't even get on the lift yet to go up to the bunny hill. I took my skis off and went and got training. And I recommend that you do the exact same thing. Okay, but with or without training, I want you to understand this. Number one, if you're going to put money in Bitcoin or any other crypto, and there's 1,000 of them out there that are worthy of investing into short-term, long-term, whatever your opinion is of that crypto, before you do that, take your cash and kiss it goodbye. Okay? Number one, kiss it goodbye. And understand, if that money, that savings or whatever you got there, and I do not ever recommend that you take money out of a credit card account or go get a loan to make investments. Never, ever, ever, unless you're dealing possibly with real estate. At that point, you may be able to suffer a downturn and still save your hide. Maybe. But if you are going to if you're going to invest in stocks or futures or Forex or Bitcoin, do not ever get a loan or use credit card money to do it. Don't do it. You go out there and work your butt off and make extra money, or go sell everything in your garage that you're not using and get some money, even if it's not as much as you'd like to invest. Use money that's free. That you owe nobody anything. You don't owe money on that money, and then kiss it goodbye. Okay, that's number one. And see if I can do this. Okay, so you're gonna kiss that money goodbye. That way, and have your emotional reckoning. Go ahead and have a funeral for it right there. So that money is free. It's free and clear, and you have the capacity to invest it, and your emotions, to the best of your ability, your emotions will not be tied to it. Now, why is that important? It's important because the predators out here, they know your emotions. They know the emotions of the seal. They know the emotions of the bait. And as a matter of fact, right now, I put out not long ago a video showing that, and we're looking at a weekly chart right now of Bitcoin, that as Bitcoin has been coming down and it's been slowing down in its lower lows, and we had in this period right here, this 4-week period, we had a wake-up call for Bitcoin, where a lot of the big boys started showing up and putting in millions of dollars into Bitcoin, and it actually started raising it up pretty healthy because they were showing up. So we've got a wake-up call on Bitcoin, and we know that Bitcoin is it's starting to roll around on its bed, open its eyes. It's thinking about getting up and drinking some coffee this morning, right before going to work. After 7 long months, going into 8 months of sleep, it's now getting ready to wake up, and that is divine rhythm. That's absolutely normal. But at the same time, what do we hear in the news? You know what we hear in the news? People are starting to short Bitcoin. Short. In other words, selling it, thinking it's going to go much lower. What in the world are you doing shorting Bitcoin? Here, you think Bitcoin's going down? You think so? How about thinking that up here? This is where I was calling between 14 and 17,000. I was saying, get ready. This rocket ship's going to lose steam, and it's coming back, and it's going to come back hard. Why not start shorting at the top? Why are we shorting down at the bottom? Because the seals are all getting the idea now that Bitcoin's going down, and they're going to start shorting it. There's different ways to short Bitcoin, but they're just figuring out how to short it now after all this time of it going down. They're going to get their rear ends handed to them on a platter. In other words, they're going to be devoured by the predators, the sharks. My goodness. Okay, so and another thing, I've got some friends that, and I get emails, and what do you think? What about here? I've got friends that are thinking about getting out of Bitcoin now. And all I can do is laugh. I laugh because professionally, we're seeing Bitcoin starting to wake up. So after all these months of sleep, they're getting tired and weary and saying, you know what, I think I'm just going to I'll just take my loss wherever they got in up here. I'm just going to take a loss, walk away, and go do something else with my money. Just as I'm thinking about getting in. So basically, I'm going to be buying it from them, and because I'm seeing a wake up, it's very possible Bitcoin's going to take off, start going to work again. It's going to get up to 10, maybe 12, maybe $14,000. And these guys are going to get out at 69 with a loss, and they're wrong. Why is it important to divorce your emotions from your money? Because your emotions will drive you to do exactly the wrong thing every single time. A professional technical trader has no emotions. Have you ever seen Jaws or the Weekend of Shark Attack shows on Discovery, right? And that shark reaches and he bites into his prey and his eyes roll back in his head. He's eating. That's what he does. It's not really good. He doesn't really like seal. He's just got to eat to survive. And he doesn't have any emotions. He just eats and eats. And whenever he gets hungry, he finds something else to eat. And that is the emotionless shark. You don't see sharks smiling after they ate. You don't see them throwing down a card. Well, that was on a 1 to 10. That was a 9 on taste. No, they just eat, and that's what predators do. So when you can successfully divorce your emotions from your dollars and say goodbye to them, then you have a greater chance of keeping your investment in for it to turn the right way. Now, again, professional advice and training is the best thing to do, because then you will get in close to the bottom for a move up, or you'll get in down in the zone, and your pain will be limited before you see profit. If you're an emotional trader, if you've not dealt with those emotions and that money is talking to you and it's talking to your heart and your head, you're going to end up being like that guy on my website. Matter of fact, if you get out there to drdanieldaves.com, gotta hope for a good internet connection. Get out to my website there. Come on. There we go. Okay, under Market Mentor. And down here, of course, there you go. There's the sharks. There's the predators. And only Bruce the shark in the cartoon is the one who smiles. But this guy, this poor guy right here, how I lost $100,000 in Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. My friends, you need to go out here and watch this video. Watch as much of it as you can, but don't take any advice from him at all. He suffers through. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can get some sound here. And watch this guy. He's freaked.
All right. What's up, guys? It's Cody here. And today in this video, I'm going to tell you how I lost $100,000 in cryptocurrency. So first and foremost, I want to apologize to you guys for the past 2.5 months.
He's going to apologize because it freaked him out so much and hit his emotions so deep that he has not even been able to get online with his subscribers.
And this was all tied to cryptocurrency and how much money I had invested into it and how emotionally attached I was.
Oh, emotionally attached.
And it ruined my mood. I was in a terrible mood a lot of the time. Some of the people around me, I tried to hide it as much as possible. Other times I couldn't hide it, and I've just been in a bad mood.
Okay, guys, if you don't want to be in a bad mood all of your life, you need to divorce yourself from the cash and be willing to take a loss before you get a gain. You got to be willing to do that. Hey, if you can, get out there and watch a little more of this guy. Now, he's going to flop around and say, I did this, I did that, and then I did this, and then it went bad on me, and then I started going this way, and I got mad, and I did this. And he said, now I'm out. I'm not doing any more, but let me tell you how to trade. This is what I learned from all of this. Like, dude, I'm not listening to you. And that $100,000 education, after he finishes his $100,000 education on that deal, he didn't learn a doggone thing. He didn't go get any training. He didn't say, I need to hang this up and go get some training. He felt like now he's the pro, and although he's not going to trade anymore, he's telling you how to do it now. Oh my goodness. Go get your training and divorce yourself from the money. All right? And so let's say, I don't know, maybe you got 1K, maybe you got 10K, maybe you got more. Divorce yourself from it, and then make a decision and listen carefully from professionals that are not full of hot air. And I want to tell you, just because some 22 to 25-year-old has got 100,000 or 500,000 subscribers on his YouTube account does not make him a trading market professional. You need to see data. You need to see success. You need to see this guy calling shots right in front of you and saying it's don't buy, and then he's saying buy, and it goes up, and for the most part it works. What he says is happening. Make sure the guy has got hard data, and don't just take it. Don't take him for his word, okay? Because we are in the day of great deception, and young people are learning that if I just fake it till I make it, other people will come along who also want to make it, and they'll think I've already made it, and all I got to do is get my video in front of a Learjet or in front of a cool car, or maybe I can rent a car for a day, and I'll act like I own it, and man, I'm telling you, they're putting up Hollywood front sets everywhere to gain subscribers to look good, but there's no success, and it's only hot air in that balloon. So bottom line is, when you're getting ready to invest, and I'm putting out the call now that we're coming into the season of investing into the cryptos. And why is that? Short story, 28 months of work and about 8 months of rest. If you worked for me for 28 hours, I'm going to give you 8 hours to go to sleep, and then I want you to get up, drink some coffee, get your shoes on, and let's go. Let's get back to work. Rhythm is about to unfold again. I figure we're coming down probably in this zone, maybe even break another low. Would be awesome if we could get down under $5,000 in the next month. Let's say, within August, September 2018. For me, wow, super deal. And then I'm going to look for the buyers, just like about 7 groups of millionaires stepped in here and bought. We saw it on the 1 hour charts, 1 hour candles, and they're going to start coming in again. And you will know when Bitcoin, which is the leader, we call it the bellwether, when Bitcoin, let's say it comes on down here, and maybe, who knows, maybe down here, but when that thing turns around and we get a candle up, let's call it a $3,000 candle in one day, probably looks something like this. It may look something like this. You get a $2,000 to $3,000 candle in one day, we're going to know Bitcoin has just awakened and has gone to work. So we're coming down in the season. Don't ever feel that you are going to be that guy that buys at $7,002 and you're never going to have to risk anything, and then it turns around and makes you 10 grand, right? Or it makes you huge money and you never risked anything. Everyone buys and goes into the red from some point and then back up, unless you're chasing a rocket ride and you get in the middle of the rocket ride, you will probably incur negative balance before positive. That's part of trading. That's part of the cost to do business in the crypto world and in any market world. You have to be willing to go red before you go green. If you are unwilling to do that, and if you're unwilling to go red and stay red and maybe never go green again, you have no business entering into these shark-infested waters. Don't do it. Run for your life until you can get training. I sure hope that helps. I want to protect as much as possible. I want to protect you. I also know that people go crazy when it comes to possible potential fast money made quickly, and they don't like loss. And I saw a bunch of people not long ago who they got in on the greatest thing. It was when Bitcoin was rocketing upwards, and they got in, and they did not protect themselves. And then Bitcoin turns around, everything turns around, and now they're mad as hornets because they've lost money. Unfortunately, they didn't listen to the warnings. Caution, all investment incurs risk. You have the potential to lose all of your investment. Didn't listen to that because of how great it looked. That, man, we're just going to make millions here. Bitcoin's going to $1 million. Well, Bitcoin may go to $1 million, but before it does, it's probably going to $5,000, and then it'll go to 100,000, and then back to 20,000. Who knows? It may go to $1 million, but there's going to be a lot of pain, and there's no gain without pain. Before I go, let's just take a quick look here on the watch list and notice that in the last big move here with Bitcoin, Bitcoin did move up really nice. It went down here from 5,800 all the way up to about 8,400. But when it did, the other cryptos did not go with it. It went up alone. I mean, look at this guy. Now, this is a weekly chart, but look at Ripple, Ripple XRP. He didn't even go up. I mean, just a little, nothing. Many of them did not respond at all when Bitcoin went up. In other words, they were not convinced at all that Bitcoin move up was legitimate. They just kept sliding down. You'll find that with most of the altcoins. But Watch out, because in the next one, when Bitcoin does take off, these things kept sliding down, and they did not enjoy the gains with Bitcoin. ADA or Cardano, look at this guy. I mean, get rid of some of these guys here. Look at this. So ADA Cardano, it kind of went up with Bitcoin, but man, bam, it's slidden back down. It went all the way up to 20 cents. It's back down to 13 cents right now. And I've got a line down here at 12 and a half cents. It should hit that. Almost has. Not quite, but it should hit that. That's a technical hard target. And it may go lower. But when these guys run, this is just my opinion, for Bitcoin to go from, let's say, $6,000 all the way up to $12,000, that's a lot of movement. But for Cardano to go from 12 and a half cents to 25, that's nothing. That could happen in just days on one of these little altcoins. Choose wisely. Don't be a novice. Know why you're getting into any of these altcoins. Know why, maybe fundamentally, and then why technically are you getting in. I mean, give yourself a technical of some kind. Don't just jump in. One of my last videos that I told you, or that I gave to you, I made you promise me. You raised your right hand and you promised me, I promise, I will not buy when it's going up, 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 up. I will wait for it to pull back and come down before I buy in. You promised me, and there's a reason behind that, because everything that goes up will retrace back and give you a wholesale opportunity. Okay, my friends, well, this is it for the day. I hope you've learned divorce and kiss your money goodbye. Get emotionally detached from it. Say goodbye. Put it in an envelope. Wave goodbye, and understand that you may never, ever, ever see it again. With that, you will not be emotionally inclined to play the mentality of a seal. You won't walk into the trap, and you won't hand off your Bitcoin right before it rockets to the moon. That last move down, it will be seals moving right into the mouths of the sharks, and the sharks will take them, and then the price will turn and go hard, and the seals will be left without any profit. It happens every day, all day, in all markets. Okay, my friends, if you need training, you've got it. Daniel Daves meets twice a week and trains professionally with the 6 signature trades that I know. That's the Master Trade class. And the 2 foundational trades that I use every day are in the Crypto Traders class. Would love to train you and make you safe and turn you into a predator rather than a seal. Have a great day. I hope this has helped you.